were doing, drugs and things like that, and you're on the heroin, these are things that it takes a lot for someone to admit, first of all. Second of all, to own it and go, you know what, yeah, I used to be like that, but I'm not like that anymore. How did you stop? Because there's I've been researching this a lot, right? There are people who have a very hard time getting off altogether. Mm-hmm. And it becomes their life and they destroy themselves.
Nearly all
I'm sure you know a lot of people it's happened. And you mentioned your brother unfortunately passed away.
Yeah.
How did you stop?
First of all, I started that young. It takes a lot to admit and this and that. I didn't give two fucks. I love that part of me. I tell people, I met you for the first time, what are you doing? Oh, it's a good sunny day. Yeah, I was a heroin addict. I was a fucking scumbag. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Who cares? I'm still me. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. I was fucking in high school doing M1s and I'm still me. Have a look at me. But fucking, bro, how did I stop? I don't know, cuz it was a gift from God and I didn't appreciate it for this. It just come one day. It just come. It's hard to explain, bro. But like, tell you, do you want me to get into it?
Please do.
Alright, because this story is for the ages, cuz. This story is for the ages, brother.
Please do.
I swear to God, I was doing like lagans, living large on. I was on the Butte. I was on the Butte when I was young. I used to pride myself. I was one of the young. I got on the Butte in Australia when Butte first come to Australia.
Now, just for people who don't know, what's Butte? Because
Butte it's like methadone. It's a treatment for heroin addicts. Okay. It's a little bit different, and it has different things, this and that. Sure. It's not as strong as methadone, and
Okay.
I used to pride myself, you know me, I was one of the first cunts in Australia on the Butte, sick cunt, this and that, fucking doing my lagans in jail on the Butte. Obviously sales cash, get the Butte out, I was controlling everything, big fucking hustler in jail, and loving life. I thought I was the maddest cunt in the world, and bro, outside I was a good money maker, bad Unky J, but good money maker, you know what I mean. I used to chop over $1,500 a day on gear, lad, and I used to pride myself on that too. You know, someone to say, I'm a heroin addict, how much you used to use a day? $500, you're nothing compared to me. Like, it's that blasé, you know what I mean? And so I was loving the life. I perceived myself to be coolest cunt in the world and this and that, mad money maker. I swear to God, cuz, one day, I don't know what it was. I was by myself in a cell up at June, and staying awake late, bro, and I looked in the mirror, and until that point, I always looked in the mirror and always seen a fucking mad cunt. I thought, yeah, look at you, fucking good looking cunt, this and that, yeah, Spanian from the city, lad, money maker. And I looked in the mirror one day, bro. I actually walked past it, and I caught a glimpse of myself, because we had PlayStations in our cell back then, jail was hectic. And I was walking to the PlayStation, and I walked past, bro, and I seen in the mirror, and I stopped. And I seen a fucking scumbag. And my heart dropped, bro. This is word on my fucking son's life, a true story. Out of nowhere. And I done a double take, cuz. And I looked at myself, and I seen a fucking scumbag. I seen me for what I was. I don't know who gave me that insight. I don't know if it's God. I don't know if I was in the middle of a fucking psychosis, a beneficial psychosis, but whatever happened, I looked at myself, bro, and I seen a fucking scum. I seen a junkie. I just looked at myself and I thought, look at you. You think you're a mad cunt. You're a fucking mess. You are some junkie sitting in a cell with the bottom of the earth in the middle of the bush, thinking you're a mad cunt, getting selling spit and smoking cigarettes and what? And bro, I shit the gear. Bro, and I swear to God, I was in the mirror. I've told you this story before. Yeah. I was in the mirror, cuz, for an hour, just like this.
Just looking at yourself?
Looking at myself.
Was this on a come down, or was it just normal?
This is fucking normal. I was on the Butte, bro, so I was high 24/7. There's no come downs. Yeah, I know come downs. But fucking lad, and I was just looking, bro, for an hour, and I was thinking, what the fuck are you? You're an embarrassment. And cuz, I then from that second on had this extreme anxiety that I was an embarrassment, and I just said to myself, yeah, like, bro, I was just ashamed to show my face. The day before, I'm around the pod walking around like this, yeah, fucking, yeah, you got that for me, yep, sickest cunt in the world, you know, gel on my hair. The next day I come out of my cell, I couldn't even look cunts in the eyes. I thought that everyone was looking at me like I was just this putrid embarrassment. But they weren't, they were looking at me as same old Spanian, but that's what I thought. And when the freakiest thing is, I looked at them like that. So these boys that I was sitting in that jail pod with, who I thought, we're the sick cunts of Sydney, look at us in jail. But I was looking at them and I was thinking, who are these rubbish cunts? What is this life? From that day on, bro, that day on, I just said the boys thought I was spinning out. I probably was spinning out. Sound like I'm fucking spinning out. But from that day on, I jumped off the Butte program, which is unheard of in jail. Voluntary jumping off the Butte program. Being on the Butte program, that's like being on a train of gold. No one's ever voluntarily jumped off the Butte program unless they've been stood over to the extent that they just don't want a part of it.
Why don't they want to jump off?
You're cashed. Put it this way, every yard in the jail system is a bunch of Unky J's. And you're one cunt that has the gold. You're the one cunt in the yard that goes to the clinic every day and gets given this tablet of goodness. Put it, sneak it away to the boys, and that one tablet gets broken up into that many different deals. Every deal was back then bought for $20.
So for the cash, yeah.
Brother, and everyone, that's how they get there. It's good living, that's how they get there. You're supporting the habits of the whole yard. You're fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's jail gold. And, but anyway, back to the yarn, like, I sat there on that day, bro, and I said to the boys, I go, bro, this is it. I'm not picking up my Butte, and they're like, relax, brother. You relax, cuz. And I'm going, brother, I'm serious. I swear to God, I had in my fucking cell, Butte stash, drug stash, packets of cigarettes all in my mattress that I bought. I used to shoot up. So, but because I was a cash cunt, I didn't have to be one of those cunts that used to share a needle with 40 other cunts. I had my own. I had like, because the boys on diabetics at the clinic, I'd get them to steal their thing. I'd give them Butte for it. So I had a kettle. You take the kettle apart, I got 4 or 5 syringes, brand new in there. I thought I was mad.
In the kettle? In
the kettle, yeah, in the handle. I have a syringe here, lad, and fucking, I just come out one day, bro, and I just said, fucking, this was 2007, so however old I was then, 20, almost 21. I just said to the boys, I go in my cell and raid my cell. In that minute, I gave away every pack of cigarettes, every needle, all the yarn I had stashed, all the fucking Valiums or Rivies or fucking whatever, and I gave it all up, lad. And they thought I'm spinning out, you know? And that's it. That was the day I jumped off everything. Whatever day it was, 2007, that day, I quit heroin, Butte, cigarettes, needles, pot, pills, everything all on that day, over that one looking in the mirror. From that day on, never turned back. So now it's been 12 and a half years, that's it. Never had a cigarette since, been drunk a couple times, that's it, bro. So, but this is what I'm going to build into. So, I thought it's just that easy. Because I thought, like, wait a minute, I just looked in the mirror and I thought, you're a grunt, you're a junkie, I changed my life. So I went around like this mad drug and alcohol counsellor for the next 4 or 5 years thinking, yeah, I'm in the system, saying all the boys I grew up with. The boys I grew up with, they're fucked. They're fucked, bro. All the boys I grew up with, every single cunt from Waterloo, Redfern, Willow, Glebe, for my generation, my generation was the pinnacle of bad in that area. All the boys, like I've done 12 and a half years, that's nothing. That's nothing. He's done like 10 years and he's one of the good ones. I've got lads my age that have done like, seriously, 18, 16 years. They're still in for another 7, 8 years. Like, everyone I grew up with, they're lifers. And they're all fucked on drugs. And I thought I'm going to go around like the shining light. Yeah, but so I'm going to them, I'm saying, Adelaide, like, you can be a cool cunt. You don't have to be Uncle Jay. You just do this and do that. You just train and you just stop. And they're like, brother, it's not like that simple. And I'm thinking, you cunts are weak cunts. And I learned, bro, as I got older, I learned that what happened with me was divine, cuz, you know what I mean? It was divine. It's not as simple as that, and not many people can do it, or not many people have that experience, yeah. And I didn't know that, bro. I used to just get around and I put her, how many times I try to verbal you? Get off the fucking this and that, you cunt. Why you been a weak cunt, bro? I swear to God. I swear to God, bro. I hate him fucking, how many times I go that long, bro? I used to hate my guts, this cunt. And, bro, and I learned, bro, it's not that simple.
Withdrawals, bro, did you not have any?
I had bad withdrawals and I love them.
Really?
I love them, yeah. I withdrew for like 2.5 weeks. I didn't sleep for about 6-7 days, not a single fucking minute of sleep. Couldn't move for 2.5 weeks, and I loved it because all it presented was the rubbish coming out of me. Every day I withdrew was every day the rubbish had less rubbish in me, and that's what it represented, and I loved it. And people say, but then you had cravings. Like, I was a massive heroin addict that injected. I'm talking like, this ain't no small game.
Yeah, $1,000 a day. Like.
People do that to death. You know what I mean? If you're a heroin addict that injects, you pretty much guaranteed that will be the cause of your death sometimes in the next 15 years. That's the whack. That's the life you live. And I didn't even have one craving, bro. I done the 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of physical withdrawals. And from that minute on, people say, don't you crave for it? Not at all. It represented rubbish to me. drugs was a piece of shit to me. Eating drugs from that minute on, taking drugs was like eating shit. And say you're eating shit, I'll tell you the best metaphor that I've told people. Say you've been eating shit for 20 years and you thought it was bubblegum. And I knocked the dust off and I showed you, you've been eating shit. What are you going to do? You're going to go, ah!
Yep.
And then am I going to say to you, but don't you ate shit for 20 years? Don't you crave it now? You'll be like, well, how can I crave it? It's shit.